Hello everyone, today I'm gonna be making another noobs tier list of the units. Since the game got updated a lot for the last time I done the noobs tier list. So yeah, I hope y'all like it. So I'm gonna be starting with the assault gun tech tree. Assault gun, I'm gonna put it on low S because it is it does cost a lot, 96, but it got good armor. Like the damage isn't that great, but it does the damage for infantry is that great, but it does incredible damage for infantry. Like it basically building destroyer. I mean incredible damage for buildings. It's a building destroyer that is cheap. It only does bad against armor units, but as I said, it is cheap, so yeah. Bunker Buster is gonna be high S for sure. So like Bunker Buster, you got good damage, you got splash. It is really tanky. It isn't like it is expensive, but not really expensive. Like a multi-head tank, it just costs 146. Also, also got good range. Got 3 range style radio and 4 with radio. It can 2-shot factories and 3 shots outposts. And like a 3 shots outpost, but at least the outposts are really low HP at the second shot. Like it does about 40 damage to outpost. So yeah, it is a good building shot like a assault gun, but it can fight anything. While assault gun cannot fight heavily armored units, as I said. Also, the splash is really good. Anti-air is gonna be B because like anti-air gun is kind of expensive for what it does. It's 65 ticks and it is weak. It does almost anything, but you can transport it and it can move attacks. So yeah, and you also got the auto cannon. That's why it isn't C. Anti-air is gonna be low S because Etc. got 2 tile MG. It is kind of cheap. It's just 80 ticks. They can one shot helicopters if catches them in the ambush. If it doesn't, it's just 2 shots. It got light armor too. Its stats are just really great for its price. Its Hurricane is the complete opposite. It's C because its stats are really bad for its cost. Costs I think 85 ticks or 90 ticks, something like that. It gets one shot by almost anything that is in bullets. It doesn't one shot helicopters, and it doesn't have mobility at all. So yeah, this patch gonna be A because like its autocannon is really strong. It got 3 tile anti-air and the same damage as truck, but it is weak and like its HP is not good and it costs 125 ticks. So yeah. But like basically, you can use 125 ticks it just gets one shot by FIV. And transport truck's gonna be B because like you're using 35 ticks for a unit that doesn't do anything except to transport units. While you can pay like 40 more ticks for a unit with armor and MG, which is worth even though it have got oil, it's just 40 ticks more for armor and MG. So yeah, this is why transport truck is B. So half track is gonna be on A because it is kind of cheap. It does have good amount of oil. The only bad thing about it is that it loses mobility when it's off-road. It goes from 4 to 3 mobility when it goes off-road. But it can also transport 3 units, just like transport check at HPC. It got good light armor. You got the 2 tile image as I said. And that image is kind of strong. Yeah. APC is gonna be on low S because it's 85 ticks, kind of cheap. It has 2 tile radio. It got good light armor, like half track. It also can carry 3 units. Also has 2 tile MG. Got really good stats for its cost. FIV is same thing as APC. Got good stats for its cost. It can fight any vehicle. I mean, it can fight any unit in the game, even helicopters. But it is got really low HP and it costs 120 ticks, so But it can transport, so it is a good unit for the beginning of the game because it is a transporter, then use it offensively to kill anything. But later on in the game, it's not that worth because, as I said, it got low HP and got 120 ticks. Anti-Taken is gonna be on C because doesn't do it doesn't do great damage against anything except light armor. It costs 65 ticks on 5 less ticks than recoilless, which is way better than it. It cannot go in houses, and it also cannot go in mountains. Its stats are really bad for its cost. Just that. Tank Destroyer is gonna be A because Tank Destroyer costs 100 ticks. It can move attack with the MG. Its cannon is really strong. I mean not really strong, but it is strong. It got Overwatch and three tile vision. I mean 2 tile range like recoilless. And it got good armor too. Recoilless is gonna be high S. As it is 70 ticks. It's got 70 ticks, 3 tile range. You got 2 tile vision. It is a counter to anything in the game. Literally anything except helicopters and naval units. You can also go on mountains and houses, things that anti-tank gun cannot do, which makes anti-tank gun bad and recoilless good. And also the damage is insane to anything, to literally anything. It does about 60 damage to grunts if the grunts are on a road. A biker is gonna be B because it is really weak. It got good mobility though, but it costs 46 and really weak, and it got radio too. Can get mobility killed. It's just better use your ticks in a transport than using biker to capture buildings. It can be used as scout though, that's why it's not C. The scout guard is gonna be A because it got the 2-tile MG, which still makes it kinda good for having 2-tile MG and being kinda cheap. Like its light armor is not good, but I said 55 ticks, got 3-tile vision, 2-tile radio, and 2-tile MG, and his MG is strong too. Armor car is gonna be B because like armor car, it is really its stats are not worth its cost. It costs about 80 ticks, and its cannon is weak. It doesn't have the 2 damage that Scout Car got. It also has the same mobility of it. The only difference is just a bit more of armor and the 2 tile cannon, which is not worth its cost. My Rico car is gonna be A because you can use it with a rocket truck or howitzer to just rush your enemy, count the rocket truck or howitzer, and then just go with the double movement. I think it is a really underrated unit. I don't like it though, so that's why I don't use it, but I do think it's underrated and that it's a good unit. Like it's weak like armor car, and like the cannon and the HP is bad, but the double mobility makes it good for synergizing so well rocket truck and howitzer. Medium tank is gonna be B for obvious reasons. Its stats are just bad. That's literally it. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's just that the cost is high and the stats is bad. Same thing with heavy tank, but it's way worse. Instead of the 3 mobility, you got the 2 mobility, which literally makes it worse than medium tank. And it's 45 ticks more expensive, so yeah. Battle tank's gonna be low S. It's really expensive, but it can fight off anything. It only gets highly damaged by recoilless rifle and RPG a bit. And it also got really good damage. Got the 4 range, moving attack too, which makes it really good. It's just good stats, high price unit, but it has really good stats. Field gun's gonna be B because like field gun itself is a good stats unit, but field gun only works when you spam it because it is kind of weak. It is a weak cheap unit, so only works with spam, but it got only one time mobility and cannot move attack, so you're probably gonna get traffic jammed while using fuel gun. And because you either get just a couple fuel guns and don't do a lot of damage with them, or either get a good amount of fuel guns to actually do damage to them, but then you get traffic jammed. So yeah, about fuel guns, it's literally what solves the fuel gun problem. So it's gonna be on A. It's the same reason as fuel gun. It does bad damage, but it does bad damage, but it works with spam since it is not expensive. But like costs 36 more, but it fixed the fuel gun problem, which is traffic jam. Now howitzer is gonna be lowest because howitzer is just a range splash unit. Like it does bad damage, but it does really. I mean, it does have a bad damage, but got the ATIL range is really good, and the splash is also good. It only does bad against heavily armored units like battle tank or multi-half tank, or even half tank. But yeah, Mobile Howitzer is gonna put it on A because it's 35 ticks more. That isn't worth spending 35 ticks more for mobility. And Howitzer doesn't have the fuel gun problem because it isn't so spammable. Like it is more expensive, but it does more stuff than a fuel gun. So Mobile Howitzer Howitzer doesn't have a big problem like fuel gun. So Mobile Howitzer doesn't fix it a lot by a lot. Rocket Battery gonna put it on C. Only shoots 3 rockets. Like I know it's cheap if you 55 ticks, but same problem as fuel gun. It needs to be spammed, so it does good. And you're gonna get traffic jam since you can only move one tile. You can move an attack though, but as I said, only 3 rockets and 3 turn cooldown. Rocket Trick's gonna be on A because it is rocket battery, but one more rocket, which does make a lot of difference, and it fixed the traffic jam problem. Actually, I gotta move rocket battery to B, I think. Yeah, rocket battery deserves the B, but it's still the same reason as before. Juan, our supply wagon, I'm gonna put it on A. It's like you might think it is the worst supply unit. I do think it is the worst supply unit, but it is a supply unit, which essentially makes it good. It also costs 45 ticks, which is really cheap price, which makes it spammable. And it can work on maps without roads, where supply truck cannot be that good since no roads and supply carriers. And you can use supply wagon instead of supply carrier if you want to go cheap. And it also it can also go on mountains, which makes it kind of good on maps like Shuva, where there's gonna be a lot of fights on mountains. Supply truck is easy high S. 66 really cheap. 5 mobility on road. Like it doesn't have anything different than one supply wagon except a little bit more HP armor and the 5-star mobility, but that does change a lot by 50 ticks. The supply carrier is gonna be low S because it is expensive for what it does. Like you can easily get surrendered by if you shoot it with 2 things that do considerable damage to it. Yeah, but it is a supply unit, so good instantly. But yeah, it isn't there because of its price, and easily gets stranded. Multi I think is gonna be B because actually it's gonna be C. It's like multi I think that's it got only one tile MG, which kinda gets even though he got 2 of them, it kinda gets outclassed by units like Scoutcar that got 2 tile MG. And also really expensive for what it does. So yeah, the stats are not worth discussed. It also gets kinda outclassed by 2 tile MG units. Multi-MTech is gonna be C for the same reason. It's not. Does have stats that are not good for its price. So it's just that. Like some units, they have good concepts, but their price is not worth their stats. That's literally the reason why multi-MTech is gonna be C. Multi-F-Tank is gonna be A. Like it recently got a good buff on the the two cannons. Like the first cannon, the 3-tile cannon, now the same damage of RPG. It still does bad against heavily armed units, just like RPG, like battle tank or heavy tank. But yeah, its cannon is now the really good damage, can easily kill a light armor unit now, and it is the infantry counter too. Tank cat's gonna be it's gonna be on B since they got the 2-tile MG. It's literally because of 2 MG that he's gonna be on B. But it's 86. Its HP is not good. Gets one shotted by FAV. Oh yeah. But as I said, the MG is good, so it stays on B. And light tank's also gonna be B. I think I said the tank at price wrong. I think it's about 65 or 70. But yeah, light tank's gonna be on B too because not worth it. The stats are not worth its price. I mean, its price is not worth it. Like, oh my god, you're not. Like, it's not worth paying for its stats. Like, I'm pretty sure it costs around 90 or 80 ticks. And it's got a 2-tile cannon, and that cannon isn't that good. It doesn't have the 2-tile damage that tank cat have. But it isn't a completely garbage unit, so B. Rico tank's gonna be low S because it got the 3-tile cannon. The cannon it does good damage. It got good armor too, and also the 2-tile radio. It does synergize a lot with rocket trucks since it does get affected a lot by the splash too. So yeah, it is a really versatile unit. So low S. Flamethrower is gonna be A. They recently got a buff that made it really. It's a tiny buff that made it really good. It went from 40 to 35 ticks. Now it is way more spammable in maps like Italian Town or Urban Skirmish or even Shuva where there is some mountains and no mountains. It is just meta. So yeah, it really does a good job for its price. Rifleman is gonna be A. Like Rifleman, we all know Rifleman is way worse than its evolution grants and grants M. But Rifleman itself is a good unit, even though its evolutions are way better. Because 25 ticks, they got the radio. Even though it's only 1 tile, it got the radio. It can kill any unit from the anti-tank rifle tree or the sniper tree. Because as said, its evolutions are way better than it, but it still got good stats. Grants easy high S. Thinking his explanation is just OP for its cost. Really, like its stats are really good for its cost. Really good. Grants is also gonna be high S. It just doesn't like grants. Grants are better than Grants M, but Grants M are still really good. Cause like Grants M don't synergize as well as Grants, but they still got really good stats like Grants. Really good price for its stats. So me again are gonna put it on A because it does really good job for its price. It's not OP though. It just really does a good job. 46 Overwatch, melts any infantry in the game. So yeah, light gunner is also gonna be A for the same reason. The only difference that got the 1-tile. I mean, got the 1 turn cooldown for the 2-tile move and shoot. But it's the same reason as a meter gunner. They can melt infantry and stop bushes. Mortar is easy high S. Like it's 46, it's the infantry. It works on any infantry. It works on light vehicles with better armor too, like Skull Car or let me see another one. I don't remember another one right now, but it also works against artillery that is exposed like field gun and rocket battery. It's just really good damage for its stats. And to take rifle is gonna be A because it got the 2 range, which bazooka and RPG doesn't have, but it does way worse damage than bazooka RPG, but still good damage and the 2-tile range. It is weak and does horrible damage to infantry though. but as I said, it does kind of good damage to light armor vehicles, and they got the 2 range. Bazooka is gonna be on B. Its damage is really trash. I mean, it's not really trash, but it just gets outclassed by RPG, obviously. Like, Bazooka isn't that bad, but there's no reason for paying for when you got RPG. As I said, they can do good damage to light armor vehicles. That's why it's not C. RPG is gonna be low S, because it is a counter to any light armor vehicle in the game. And it can also fight infantry on houses. Like it can probably win a fight against Granton if both are on houses and it strikes the Grant's house in the first shot, which is not that hard to I mean, it's not that hard to happen. Sniper is gonna be B because it's really weak. It only works against infantry except Grand Sam. And it does worse damage to sniper team. It also gets one tapped by most anything in the game. It got a true vision though, so which makes it not C. Sniper team is gonna be A. You guys got this. You got the 3-tile range. You got the 3-tile vision too. I mean 3-tile radio range. It works really well for rocket truck and howitzer because the 3-tile range. Also does more damage than sniper. It's the same reason as sniper, but it got the 3-tile radio range, which really changes a lot. Radio attack is gonna be A because like it's I'm gonna put it on A, but it is a kind of RNG unit. I think everyone knows that. So yeah, we kind of need a luck on your side to use it well, but most of the times they would do a good job. So A tier. Battleship easy high S. Amazing damage. It got good HP. It's just that it's just really expensive, but it's still high S because of its stats. Cargo ship also high S. One way to transport ground units to other places, moving water, and also only supply unit and for that can go in water. Destroyer is gonna be low S because it's a counter to submarine, which is counter to battleship. That's like submarine counters the best and naval units the battleship, but destroyer counters the submarine, which makes destroyer good. Like it is good. It is good to bring destroyer only to counter submarine, because if you don't bring destroyer and your enemy brings submarine, they're gonna react to your battleships. Submarine is gonna be A because like stats are bad, but it counters battleships. So for that only reason, it's gonna be A. Motorboat is gonna be also A because like it is a good unit, but it gets like it's not worth it using when we got missile boats. But its stats are good. It's also a counter to battleship, and it's really cheap too. So missile boat's gonna be high S too. I mean not high S, it's gonna yeah high S. Because like it does good damage to anything in the game, literally anything. It does need a radio, but they got also amazing range. They got the 10-tile range. So it's just that really strong. And last unit, like gunship, I'm gonna put it on A because like it is a risky unit to use because you're using one slot of your units to only deploy that on deploy phase, and it gets one shot by Spad and anti-air truck if it gets caught on ambush. But it can do really strong damage if it doesn't get ambushed by one of those units. So yeah, that is the entire tier list. I hope y'all like it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.